Hello, everybody, and welcome to this year's book cover. Your humble host, and today we are going to be talking about an episode of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. I was actually thinking about last night. So, what episode am I going to be talking about today? I'm going to be talking about Do Princess Dream of Magic Sheep. Now, I want to say a warning, right here, right now. This may turn dark. I mean, like dark. Whereas other people are more or less not going to discuss certain topics, I will, because I believe it is necessary to talk about certain topics. So, shall we get started with the simple recap first? Alrighty. Now, during the recap, I'm giving you the recap before I do my review. So so the recap is over to decide whether you actually want to watch the review or not. So, let's start the recap. The recap. Alright, let's go. So, basically, the episode starts out with Luna sleeping, having a nightmare where she turns into Nightmare Moon, and then gets defeated by the main six and wakes up, says, "My dream should not end happy," or "My dream ended happily. That cannot happen." Something like that. I just watched it. I can't remember that part, but again, that part's not really that important. But the creature she created called the Tintipus. Now that is important. Because the creature ends up going to the main six because it saw the main six in the dream. So they went to the main six, infected their dream. They were taking care of the pets. They all dreamed the same thing. They sent a letter to Luna. Luna comes like that, like right there, instantly. Instant princess. All right. So, so they decide to hatch a scheme to defeat the Tantabus, to which they fail. But we get to see a lot of cool dream sequences. Rainbow Dash's dream beating the uh, changelings, and yeah, Fluttershy's dream of being a pet. Now, some in some circles will know what I mean by that. And as for you other people, sorry, I'm not going to go into too much detail. Just basically think, I can't believe I'm going to say this, 50 Shades of Grey, but not beat the out of each other. Alright? Just think that. Okay? Yeah. That kind of. Anyways. Yeah. Hey, I might cut that part out. Probably not. I probably won't even cut this out. Anyways, then we get to see a few dreams, like Twilight dreams of books. She freaking loves books. Rarity dreams of dresses. She loves dresses. Applejack dreams of a giant apple. Well, duh. And then Pinkie Pie jumps through different dreams, like choo 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 choo. Allows the Tantabus to escape. And then she dreams of a giant ice cream cone in Ponyville. Uh-oh, y'all probably know where it goes from there. Basically, the Tantabus now can go through anybody in Ponyville, so Luna decides to create a giant dream, one giant dream, for all the ponies in Ponyville. That way, everything is all good, hunky-dory, and yay, everybody's all in one, and the Tantabus is there with them. But doing so makes it so Luna can't move at all. So everybody else has to try to defeat the Tantabus. Get a lot of fan service in the dream sequence, which is pretty cool. Pep talk from the main six, and then Luna says, "I do." I think she's getting married. No, Twilight says, "Will you trust us?" Luna says, "I do," and then the Tantabus is like, "Oh," and just like disappears into Luna, and then Luna ends up asleep on the floor, and we see what she dreams. Cool. Are you still here? Are you still watching? Then you must be really, really willing to listen to what I'm about to say. I warned you at the beginning. I gave you the entire recap to leave. Can't blame me now. So, let's get down to the actual meat and potatoes of this episode. And that is the moral. The moral is dark. If you actually think about it, the moral is dark. It's a lot darker than a lot of people will admit or touch upon. Um, I do apologize if you hear anything in the background. My nephew is here, and he's like 2 years old, so yeah, there's a little bit of there's a little bit of a wee one over here, yeah. But okay, let's get down to business. Actual brass tacks about the episode. Now, the episode is a lot darker than a lot of people will be willing to admit, and some people who go through certain things know what I'm talking about, or may not even know what I'm talking about because they haven't seen it yet, or haven't seen the connection between it yet. My brain makes weird connections, so that's why my reviews are a bit different than others. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna try to make as little jokes as possible for this part because it's actually kind of serious. Now, Luna created the Tantabus to punish herself for becoming Nightmare Moon. She did not want to do that again, so she created the Tantabus. She says it. That's why she created the Tantabus. A lot of people don't like that aspect that she created the Tantabus to punish herself because it's not penance. It's really bad. Yes, it is bad because that is self-deprecation. Or yeah, I think it's self-deprecation. It's self-harm basically. Um, but see, it touches upon a part of self-harm that a lot of people don't know about, and that is mental self-harm. Now, mental self-harm is a lot different than physical self-harm, but yet it's still the same. Due to the fact that physical self-harm is basically you're cutting yourself, visible scars and things like that, whereas mental self-harm, there is they can't see it. Nobody can see it. It's all in there. That's it. Nobody knows what is going on. Now, a little quick thing before I continue is that people that also seem to have complaint that Celestia, that Luna should have talked to Celestia about it. Well, thing is, Luna's kind of like Rainbow Dash. If something's bothering her, she's not going to say it. She's going to try to deal with it herself. And then when she deals with it herself, sometimes it ends badly and isn't proper, which a lot of people feel. Now, about the dark part, and that is self mutilation, physical and mental. This is where they're similar. This is where both of those are similar. Because self mutilation is destroying your body itself. Mental self mutilation is destroying your brain. Your brain acts out against you. Um, I kind of have that going on for me, but I'll tell you that story later if you want to know. But just believe me when I tell you, I actually understand why you do it, and I'll actually be explaining why. Because this this episode actually touches on it. It really does. It touches on it, and a lot of people that don't understand it are not going to like the episode. Or actually, even people that do understand are not going to like the episode because it touches too close to home. Now, I like the episode. I love the episode because it is willing to do that, and it's just willing to be the episode. It's willing to be itself. Now, MLB has been known to push boundaries, which is why when I saw this episode, that it was like, did you just go there? Did they really just go there? They went there. All right, good on you. Good on you. Because Luna is actually is very popular in the fandom. I mean, hell, I fucking love Luna. Luna's like the best princess. She's a lot better than Twilight over here. Only, I have my reasons behind that. But thing is, she feels guilty about what she did, so she wants to punish herself. She feels that it is penance, what she's doing. She created the Tantabus solely to punish herself. And that's how it got its power to escape. But I thought it was fear. No, Luna didn't fear it's not powered by fear. It wasn't powered by fear. It was powered by her guilt. And the more guilt she felt, the stronger the Tantabus got. Which actually goes hand in hand with the self-mutilation. Because the more guilty you feel about something, the more you're going to hurt yourself. Whether it be that you're too big or what have you. Whatever your reasons are. Maybe you did something in the past and you feel that you weren't properly punished or something, so you're punishing yourself for it. That's why you do it. I don't know your reasons. I have my reasons. I don't know yours. Now, this actually is a very good learning tool. This episode is actually a very good learning tool because of how it's handled. Because inevitably, the people around you will find out. They will. It happens no matter what. They will find out. And when they do, it can go a couple of different ways. One way it can go is that you ramp it up. You hurt yourself even more for letting them find out and now hurting them, so you feel even more guilty. You just kill yourself flat out. Again, remember, I told you this is going to be some deep topics here. Or you can do what Luna did. And that is realize that self-harm isn't the best way to deal with it. It's not. So, Luna didn't stop feeling guilty. She stopped wanting to hurt herself, which took away all the power from the Tantabus. Which is why instead of slowly decreasing in power, the Tantabus went from giant to tiny. Because Luna decided, I'm done hurting myself. I'm done. I don't want to hurt the ones around me, so I gotta stop hurting myself. So Tantabus, I don't need you. You are no longer powerful over me. And the Tantabus no longer has its connection to power, his connection to guilt, shrinks down and goes into Luna, and that's the last we see of it. Now, a lot of people tend to say that, oh, you can't get over depression that quickly. She didn't get over depression. She just stopped hurting herself. That's a conscious effort, actually. It's a very, very conscious effort that you have to do is to not hurt yourself. When you feel like that, you kind of... The brain basically gets a euphoric feeling because it feels that it's being justified because you are doing it. And because you're doing it and feeling justified for it, your brain's going to make you do more. Now, I've had a lot of friends that have tried to commit suicide or started cutting themselves because they feel guilty for something they've done. They feel it's the only way that they can repent for what they've done. That's basically... Have you ever seen those guys walking down a road chanting and just whipping themselves in the back for because they're repenting to God? They're hurting themselves to repent for God. That's basically the same thing that's going on. Luna is trying to repent for becoming removed, for basically hurting everyone around her. Now, I just finished watching Silver Quill and the Voice of Reason's review of View Princess Dream of Magic Shape. They kind of touched on it, but they didn't. They said it, they barely said it. They kind of hit it the same way the show did, by just quickly brushing over it and keep going. I'll actually go in depth with it. Um, if you feel, I mean, honest, this is something I want to tell you right now. If you are still watching this and you honestly feel these feelings, talk to me. I just comment below or go into my discussion, talk to me on Twitter, something. If you are feeling in any way, shape, or form like this, where you want to hurt yourself or hurt somebody else, you can talk to me. I actually understand a lot more than people think I do. But yeah, like I said, this wasn't going to be a very happy review. It's a great episode. I'll give the episode like 20,000 stars. It's a great episode to watch if you actually understand it. If you don't understand it, then it's very confusing because it's like, wait, she was depressed. How could she get over depression? You can't get over depression that quickly. No, you can't. She wasn't getting over depression. She was getting over hurting herself, and that you can do quickly. You can stop hurting yourself quickly. You just got to have the right support team, and that's what Luna had. She had the main six and all of Ponyville there helping her try to defeat what she created to hurt herself. She realized that hurting herself ended up hurting others, which is why she was able to defeat the Tantabus in the end so quickly. Why she was able to have nice dreams. Now, Voice of Reason did bring something up. Why would she create the Tantabus for that simple reason? Well, the only thing I can say to that is, have you ever been in that situation? To where you have a knife and you're wanting to hurt yourself, and you do. You feel that you need to repent for something, so you hurt yourself. Been in that situation? If not, then you wouldn't understand. If you have, then you should be able to understand a lot better than you are. But that's just me, I guess. That's my take of the episode. That's my in-depth look at the episode. It's a lot deeper and darker than a lot of people give it credit for, and I personally like it. It's one of my favorites. I have a few favorites that I like, but it's one of them. Pinkie Pride is that episode that I was trying to remember in the other video. Yeah. But that's basically all I got to say about this episode. Again, great episode. Wonderful episode, actually. But it's got a lot deeper meaning than people give it credit for. And that's kind of sad. But, anyways, y'all have a wonderful day. Oh, try to have a wonderful day. I know I just dumped a shit ton on you right there. But y'all try to have a wonderful day. Alright? Basically, remember, in the end, Luna stopped hurting herself. That's it. Luna stopped hurting herself. That's the whole end of the show, end of the episode. She stopped hurting herself. She is now happy enough to not want to hurt herself. Yay! No hurting herself. Woohoo! Yeah! But anyways, as I said, y'all have a wonderful day. Wait, no. Yeah, as I always say, y'all have a wonderful day. Don't forget to smile. Like, comment, subscribe, click on a different video. Blah, 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 blah. All that random crap I'm supposed to say. I don't like saying that. It's annoying to me. Also, I should be getting a new computer soon, which will probably make me be able to do videos better, quicker, hopefully. I just need to get a, camcorder. But, also, reviewing is not a passion, it's an obsession. Y'all have a wonderful day, and as always, please, I beg of you, don't forget to smile.